Any sloops in chat? Any sloops? Anyone get sloop? Let's go.
This works for what is a
It's
sloop?
it's
I'm,
awesome.
so for clarification, for Google literally was like a sloop is a warship. It's an anti-submarine warship, and I'm just like, okay, well today I learned something, I guess. Yeah.
What people
All right.
don't see off screen is I'm seeing this like go down, and we're all there like, oh, it could be sloop, could be this, could be that. I'm like, guys, we need to go back on. We need to like, we got a
Yes.
tournament to run. Can we go back? And they're like, oh yeah, yeah. So we got it. But we got their chat. We hope you're enjoying Word of Welcome back to the Creator Clash. Obviously, Will Hall and Eric Das, we are bringing you this timeless masterpiece, like what I did there, where we have brought 16 amazing players together to battle it out in this brand new format on Arena. We are making the meta, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going into round number 4. Well, we've got 2 more powerhouses going at it. And who have we got?
We have Mistman, who is a prolific arena streamer playing Dimir control that has a Luris element to it. I believe, Will, you're the one who told me. You asked Mistman what his win condition was, right? And he just said, Orcish Bowmasters?
That's literally. I was like, how do you win the game? I can't work it out. It can't just be from Orcish Bowmasters. Like, no, it's Orcish Bowmasters. He does have a way of stealing his opponent's cards with that card you see right in the middle of your screen. Bind of I can't
Mind to
quite see it.
secrecy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Secrecy.
It is a counter spell that can also become a game-ending threat. And what's really exciting about this is that even though it is a one of, by the way, this is an arena exclusive card, right? Another reason to play Timeless. Even though it is a one of, guess what? You have 3 copies of Mystic Sanctuary. So what ends up probably happening in these games is you just seize total control, and then you use Mystic Sanctuary to loop back your win condition a couple times. Now, on the other side of the table, we have Nile Joan Rivers. You may remember her from her interviews at the regional championship recently, and she's playing a deck that I despise, but I know
Let's
Will
go.
loves.
This is my favorite deck. This is what I play in Timeless the most. I love this deck. Field of the Dead. If you have forgot what this card does, you are about to be woken up, because this is not what Mr. wants to see. He wants to be able to deal with every threat on the battlefield. Well, all my lands are now threats. Every single draw from this deck is going to be a threat when we get to the late game. And we've got that super explosive early turns with natural order as well. This deck is beautiful, and hopefully it gets to plan out, but we get a really, really good game here in Timeless. So I'm getting word of here, both players are ready to go. We're going to head down to our round 4 feature match, where we are having Prime Time versus Orcish Bowmasters. Let's see how this pans out. Who's going to be on the play? It looks like Mistman's going to be on the play.
Yep. All right. So Mistman is on the play here, Nile on the draw. Now, what's really interesting too is that like you may be familiar with how these Primeval Titan decks work in Modern, using cards like Arboreal Grazer to sort of ramp out, or Dryad of Leasing Grave. You don't really have these options, but you do have. Sorry, you don't have Dryad, you don't have Azusa, but you do have Dryad. This sentence is not coming out. You have Arboreal Grazer. There we go. God, that would.
And you've got the new one, right, from the arena.
And then Will just goes and says my sentence for me. Yeah, okay. Honestly, this is why we're so good together, because he read me like a book. Yeah, there is an arena exclusive card called, what is it, Kami to the something gods or something?
Bamboo Groves.
Ah, to the Bamboo Groves. Yes, exactly. Which is a 1/1 arena only version of
It's like Dryad, but you can play an extra land for the turn, but it's got the channel ability. This is what makes this card broken, by the way. Like, if I said to you, I'm going to play a deck with loads of different one of lands in it, what card comes to mind that's going to be really good against your deck? Bloodmoon. And what this card does, yeah, we're really in tune. What this card does is you can channel it and get 2 basic forests into your hand. So it gives you that resilience as well. But we're just seeing both decks rocking and roll. Well, one deck at least rocking and rolling here. I imagine on the Mistman side, this is what they want to be doing, being a control deck, just playing lands go. Where on the other side, we're like, well, I'm going to play my land. I'm going to play my extra land. I'm now going to go find my prime time. How many caverns are in the deck is what I need to look at. 3 copies of Cavern of Souls in the deck here for now. This is not going to go as well as you want it to on the other side here.
Yeah, and my mistake, Azusa might be actually legal in Timeless. The card pool for Timeless is so actually insane. But what we're going to end up doing here is we have Cavern of Souls in the hand. We have Primeval Titan. That is our 1-2 combo punch here. And then using cards like Kami, we might be able to actually accelerate to turn 6 by turn, to 6 mana by the next turn, and then just cast this uncounterable Primeval Titan. Now, the way the hand is set up right now with the double Archmage's Charm and the Lorien Revealed, there's not really a good way to get around this Primeval Titan in game one, honestly. So it's going to be pretty rough. But this is also exactly what the merit to playing a deck like this Modern Green deck is that like Cavern of Souls is a very strong card against decks that are trying to fight you on the stack.
So I really like what Niall's doing here. Okay, is she's holding up this Besagi almost like she wants. Sorry, Bajuka Bog as the last card. She's fully aware that that's a graveyard deck I'm playing against. The way that he's going to win, he's going to turn through his deck. He's going to be getting those spells back from his graveyard. The later I play this Bajuka Bog, the less spells are going to be coming back in the deck. The things are going to be turning off, like Dig Through Time that we see in the hand right now. This is absolutely key. Does need that thick. Oh no, it doesn't need a thick land. We've got it here. We just need an untapped land, which obviously Bajuka Bog isn't.
It's
Because we've
happening
got
to you too. Yeah, I know. We are definitely in the zone here. I'm going through
we're so
Mistman's
excited.
deck right now to see what potential options we have to stop Primeval Titan. And as it stands right now, with the Cavern of Souls in play, I am not actually seeing anything. Honestly, in the sideboard, there are maybe some
Well,
options, but we'll talk about that later.
you can commit from the one of commit to memory, I guess.
Okay.
Drowning Lock doesn't do anything, but it could kill it once it hits the battlefield if those are graveyard big enough. Shield Dread's Edict realistically does nothing with all these bundle grazers that we see being cast. No, this is probably the deck he did not want to be playing against in this matchup. Like it's just the early game Cavern, the late game with Field. It's all going to be so much. It's going to be a super uphill battle for him here. But a player of his caliber, he's equipped to be able to come back from this, and we might see the channel ability here from the bamboo groves when just get 2 extra forests into our hand end of turn, meaning that we are definitely casting this Primeval Titan next turn, and that in itself is going to be a whole headache for Mistman here.
Yeah, this is so cool. There's another land that I actually wanted to shout out that is in Niall's deck. She actually, I was talking to her about this deck list to sort of understand it a little bit better, and she mentioned it is called Gate to Manorborn. This is an arena only card, I believe, as well. It is a forest. Or is it
Yep,
a
Forest
forest?
Gate. It's a Forest Gate.
Yeah, it is a forest gate. It enters the battlefield tapped, but it has a special ability for 3 and a green. You can seek a non-land card, and that is an interesting mechanic you only find on Arena. Will, tell me about that mechanic.
Yeah, you basically I believe it's a random card that gets picked under the like CMC of your deck. I actually do have to look that up. You caught me on the spot there. I was more looking at spelunking. I thought that's the way you were going to go with that
Oh,
conversation. 'Cause
yeah. So it gets a card from your library and puts it into your hand, but it must meet the criteria. So basically, 3 and a green, and you can add a random card, a random non-land card to your hand from your library. So that could be anything as powerful as a Primeval Titan to something like a Fierce Empath or a Kami or whatever it might be. The cool thing though is that it is a forest. So in theory, there's a world where you could even like fetch for it too if you really wanted to.
and it plays into the Field of the Dead sort of era. It gives you that green source. It's got an extra ability. It's a different card, so it's going to start triggering my Field of the Deads. And where I was going with this spelunking is what spelunking kind of acts a bit like Amulet does in Modern. It lets all your lands come into play untapped. So what you can do with other lands in the deck, like Hayward Battlements and a red source, is actually play your Primeval Titan, get those 2, and then give your Primeval Titan haste and get another 2 triggers. Really, really cool. And a full 4 copies here in the deck for now.
Yeah,
And it
this
has
is
begun.
yeah, and this is it. This is kind of what we see right now, right? We did see the opening hand have multiple copies of Archmage Charm here from Niall, sorry, from Mistman, but with the Cavern of Souls, I mean, this is simply we're just going through the steps. It's kind of almost like easy mode, where if we know our opponent cannot interact with us, then we know that we just want to be as consistent as possible, and that's where a card like Kami of the Bamboo Groves was super cool because Niall didn't actually have the 6th land, and being able to channel the Kami, unlike Arboreal Grazer, to pick up 2 forests, very, very important.
I found a 1 turn out. Well, not out, a one something that can deal with all these zombie tokens. Is got a 1 of Legion's End in hand in the deck. If we can find that, that would be an answer that could clean up all the tokens for 1 turn. But obviously, we know that's the problem with Field of the Dead is every land drop is now going to be producing 2. Fetch lands will be producing 4. Primeval Titan trigger attack triggers and cached ETBs will be producing potentially 8 to 12. It's going out of hand here. But We're going to dig in response. We're going to try and find some answers.
Yeah, and the crazy part too is that even if you go and you are able to remove this Primeval Titan from play, there's a Fierce Empath in the hand which can tutor up another Primeval Titan. So you need to spend a lot of resources to get rid of the first one. The problem is that's not going to be enough resources to also get rid of the second one here. And the thing about this control deck, I mean, I love control to death and beyond, but this is basically the nightmare matchup, right? Whereas strategically, you know, this deck, and you see it in modern all the time too, it's come up with a bunch of various lands and a bunch of ways to sort of get around or create loopholes in your opponent's strategies to sort of make sure that you get to do what you want to do the way you want to do, which is Primeval Titan and Field of the Dead.
The chat's bringing up a good point about bounce lands and how normally when you see Primeval Titan in these sort of decks, you have bounce lands to generate all the advantage that you get from your lands, and there are none on Arena yet. So there's no way in the 75 right now for lands to be bounced back to hand. Technically, if we ran out of lands in our deck, we can't play anymore. We can't generate anymore. But the idea is obviously we're going to overwhelm our opponents so much, as you see here, with just that one attack. Now 6 more 2/2s enter the battlefield. And yeah, I think we'll be going to a game 2 super shortly now.
All right. Well, I mean, this is really interesting. I'm trying to see while we're in game 1 if there's also anything exciting in Niall's deck that is worth calling out there. I do see a singular copy of Golos, which is pretty cool. And then in terms of the lands, what sort of utilities do we have? We have you mentioned the
everyone that's legal, basically. But the one that's really explosive is the Sunken Citadel. Sunken Citadel. So if you can go like turn 1 Dryad into a Sunken Citadel, name green, into a castle, it's like one of your ways to basically be able to power out a turn 3 Titan in this deck, which is super, super good. As we see Mistman dropping down to 3 life here, just a handful of counter spells, not really doing much here. Note this Archmage Charm stealing a token is not where we want to be. And here we're just going to go add to this. Maybe this is worth countering, in fact, because this is one of the few things that we can counter. And he agrees. He doesn't want any more big threats. If he does manage to find maybe a Legion's End here into a Legion's End into a Edicts, maybe we can get through this for Live Another Turn, but it's not looking likely here, as another load of zombies might be entering the battlefield. I think now it's deciding, do I need to commit this? Do I need to give them the one outward here? Because now I am literally living off the top of my deck. Here comes Brainstorm. This could help us find... No, because there's the one drop now. Now the Bamboo Groves on the battlefield, that turns off the Edict as well.
So you're gonna need a combination of cards. You do have Archmage's Charm. So if you find your Edict and if you find your Legion's End, you can go Brainstorm, then use the Archmage's Charm to take the Kami. But actually, you also need a removal spell for the Primeval Titan as well. So this Brainstorm is going to have to deliver. And it gives another Brainstorm.
Okay, I think we need to hit Fatal Push to deal with the Groves, Legion's End to deal with the zombie tokens, and then an Edict to deal with the Prime Time. So that in itself is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana needed. We've got 5 mana on the battlefield, and we've got 1 land drop for the turn. So we need to go shuffle, get an island, cast the Brainstorm, and we have to have the perfects on top of our deck just to be able to get another turn.
I'm down. I'm
down for it. I'm all here for it. Let's go. We've I think we found a semi... Well, it's not even an out. It's just to not die this turn. Mystic Sanctuary?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think here, and then for Niall to lose from that point on, she would also just have to not draw a single land, not draw a single Fierce Empath, not draw a single Primeval Titan. So it is. This is kind of a okay. Well,
okay. I suppose Drown the Locks is the same as a Edict effect, because that can also deal with the Titan if there are enough cards in the graveyard, but the other cards are not enough, and that is Mistman going to scoop it up now, taking down game number 1. So we get to see how they're sideboarding. Let's go. Let's get them up on the screen for you. Beautiful. See how both are really quickly bringing cards in and out. They know what's good and bad in this matchup.
I'm actually really excited to see how Mistman is going to be sideboarding. I feel like for going into the first post-board game, Mistman is about to go Super Saiyan here in order to overcome this matchup. And is that the Filigree Silex that I saw?
Yeah, I was just looking through now. I was like, what's the actual full name of that card? I just call it Rex because it is scary, like a huge... Well, it's a toxic T-Rex. Let's be honest. That's what it is.
Oh, Tyranics. Yeah. That one is like the infect uncounterable creature, which is also going to be very good in this matchup. Basically, anything that has can't be countered written on it is absolutely like just insanely difficult for this blue black deck to deal with. So what's going to probably have to happen is we're going to have to like kill something and then use bind to secrecy to buy it in order to win the game, which is exactly how the blue black deck has sort of written it up. The problem is that it's going to be very, very difficult to not just get overwhelmed by the Primeval Titan deck. And honestly, this just is me as a blue mage who is really feeling out for Mistman here, but Niall's deck is super cool. Okay, I'm just going to admit to it. I'll be the first one. I take it back, Will. Your deck is also maybe sometimes it can be super cool.
It is really explosive. You know what I mean? And this is like your dream matchup. If I could get paired against this every game, I would take it. I'd be like, cool. Like I don't see, especially the lack of win cons going on there. You're trying to go for the late game. Well, that is my game. My game is the late game, and it's uncounterable. At some point, I'm going to draw my caverns, which are going to turn on the rest of my deck. Up to that point, I'm just going to be able to get 2/2 zombie every time I play a land drop. I've got ways to exile your graveyard, which is your game plan. It's going to be a real uphill battle for him, but yeah, I'm down for it. Let's see if we can get there. Or is it now going to be able to take this 2-0? Only time will tell. Looking at that opening hand, that's an easy mulligan, not enough lands. This one, though, we got Orcish Bowmaster's counter magic and a couple of lands. We like this, but look at the other side there. Double Cavern of Souls and a Once Upon a Time. I would keep these sort of hands. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'll take this. Cavern, I think, might be my most important card in this matchup.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you here. You know, looking at this hand, it basically has a whole lot of nothing, right? I mean, 5 lands, 6 lands, and then the Once Upon a Time, which could just functionally be a land the way this deck is built. But you just you get draw steps. Your opponent is not killing you on turn 1, 2, 3, or 4. They're killing you on turn 10, 20, 30, 40, right? So Cavern of Souls, so long as you have that element in your hand, that is way more important. And then you just take natural draw steps, and eventually you'll get to your Primeval Titan. Eventually you'll find that first Field of the Dead. Eventually you'll find your sideboard card, the Tyrannus Rex, and that's going to cause a whole load of problems. So we're going to go into game 1 here, and it looks like Mystic Sanctuary coming to play tapped, and yeah, that gets the ball rolling.
And eventually you'll take a breath. Jeez, my man. Come on. You got to breathe. Don't go out. That was a good sentence. That was a good segue into. Now we're starting with this Once Upon a Time, which we know is super powerful because it is a 3-mana spell. You don't have to use any of your mana to cast it if it is the first spell you cast on your turn. So we were able to find a garden here, which is going to make a 0/1 plant token, but we're going to leave that till later on because, of course, if we draw a natural order, being a green plant token, we can use that to sacrifice with natural order and try and get one of our big fatties on the battlefield. Where land go, this is exactly what Mistman wants to happen. So we gives him the best chance of playing out his game plan. He knows there's no land destruction on the other side of the Nile, so she might decide to go with the Field of the Dead is what she chooses because it will enter the battlefield tapped. And we go and beat downs already. I suppose we have to. I suppose you can't really survive on the late game. So how about a point of damage and 2 damage a turn? I'm down for it. Let's do it.
Win condition has been found. I also do kind of like a couple notes here, right? That Niall chose to cast the Once Upon a Time very early on, and that is not good. That's what that is. The Primeval Titan that's in the hand there. But Niall playing around potentially like an untap, then my opponent plays a second land, they could potentially counterspell my Once Upon a Time. I mean, at the rate this game is playing, in theory, Niall doesn't have to play another spell until Primeval Titan, and that can just come into play uncounterably through the Cavern of Souls, which means these 3 counter spells that you see in Mistman's hand basically just don't have text. Like, Niall can literally play this entire game without giving another single opportunity for Mistman to resolve a counter, which is disgusting.
It's really interesting to think about, like, every player taking part in this, their testing process for this, where we saw with Ash, she brought like a sideboard that was almost like 7, 8 cards for the Titan matchup. That was the deck she did not want to play against, and if she did, she was super prepared to play against it. Where Mistman's got the whole deck looks a little soft to it, in my opinion. I think putting Brainstorm back on top of our deck, great. We're going to start turning and burning, but it's going to be an uphill battle. 15 life, and my win card is 2 1/1s. And as a second time shot.
Hey, welcome to the world of control. I honestly challenge accepted. I've gone through a little bit more of Mistman's deck, and there is one key card that is going to make a big difference, and that is Aether Gust. Aether Gust is a very clean way to get around Primeval Titan Cavern of Souls, because it doesn't actually counter the spell. It'll put it on the top or the bottom. And that means if you're able to find Aether Gust and then maybe Mystic Sanctuary it for a couple turns, you can just tempo your opponent out with these wibbly 1/1 beats. And honestly, isn't that just kind of sick?
Oh, Legion's End now, Founder. That's huge. That is going to give us a fighting chance in this matchup. So plant tokens made, don't worry about that. But like next turn is when Titans will start falling from the sky if we cannot find one of these Aether that you're talking about. Because remember, Castle lets us tap 4 mana to produce 6, but it won't be with a cavern. So it'd be really nice to see if Niall's going to be disciplined here and go for it a turn later, so you can get that extra mana from the Cavern of Souls to make it uncounterable. Going to be really, again, it's just how are both players going to be playing this out? It's super interesting.
There's another great game plan here that Mistman might have, and I'm very appreciative to Twitch chat for telling me about this. But you talked about this card earlier, Commit to Memory, right? That is a card that if we cast the back half of the memory side with the Bowmasters in play, that's a lot of damage, and that's very lethal too. It could be very lethal.
Okay, I'm down for that. I am so down for that. It is unreal, man. Multiple Bowmasters make your opponent draw 7 cards. Let's do it.
Have we just silently traded decks? I'm playing mono green now, and you're playing blue black.
No, I'm not going to the dark side. Don't you tempt me like that. You're playing on my words again. But that is a cool win con though. I do like that as a win con. Like, hey, look, I'm going to let you draw 7 cards. Oh, you just took 7 life.
Wait, is Dazon doing legal in Timeless?
Uh,
I'm checking Scryfall right now. Hold up. Uh-oh, because this is about to unlock a whole can of worms. No, not legal and timeless. Okay, but memory is pretty cool. Memory is pretty cool.
Ransom, end of turn, Lord of the Rings card, which is great.
And this card, again, at this point, all we are really looking for is at this point, I think there's only one thing that Mistman is trying to do, and that is to dig as deep as possible. Now, this is turn 5, so Mistman probably knows that something's going to happen on the next turn. It would be absolutely crazy if there was nothing else really going. Oh, and this is awesome. So you get to see 2 cards, one Aether Gust in one pile, one Aether Gust in the other pile. Mistman is going to see this Aether Gust and immediately snap it up. I have no doubt about it at all. Welcome back, Will. This is actually could get a little bit close now.
Well, I came back in then and heard there's a Aether Gust in both stacks. So we're finding what we need to find. We're here for it. We're good. Here comes and like I don't want to say it, but on the table, this could work. I also, by the way, I like obviously my internet played up a second. Then I like that Niall took the extra turn so we can get the Cavern of Souls down for the prime time. I like that play. I like that interaction. But obviously now she's fully aware of the Aether Gust on the other side.
Yeah. And I mean, it is kind of poetic that the Sauron's Ransom showed not 1 but 2 copies of Aether Gust. There's just no if and or but around the fact that you'll have to wait a turn. In fact, probably 2 turns, right? Because we talked about the Mystic Sanctuary. That still might not be enough damage that gets through from the Orcish Bowmasters.
Okay, question for you. If I gave you 2 counter spells face up against 2 cards face down that potentially could have been anything, would you take the counter spells or would you take the face down cards?
I take the face down cards. In this matchup, you just have to. Counterspell is just not good enough. When you're like, here's the thing, right? In this setting, in this Creator Clash tournament, everybody is very talented at Magic. I do not think Niall would ever put Primeval Titan onto the stack without it having like a little line of text that says this spell cannot be countered, right? I just have that much respect for all the players here. So instantly I know if the counter spells are being shown, Tom Hardy saying that's bait. You know what I mean? Like that is, it goes straight to the graveyard. I'll take the 2 hidden cards every time.
I just wanted to have, there's now a clip on the internet of you saying that counterspell isn't good enough. Someone put it on repeat. Let's get that trending on Twitter. Let's go. Who does not like counterspell? I baited him, chat. I should baited him. We get him there. It's cool. We're drawing a bit of some cards at end of turn. Swamp drawn for the turn. A grip full of cards, but none of these are dealing with that Primeval Titan once it comes down. And I guess we could use Drown in the locks to kill it. We could use the Edict. Now, I think we can deal with it once it hits the battlefield. The problem is it's hit the battlefield, it's going to do the damage. But we'll see, especially coming down over the next couple of turns. I don't think we'll be able to close out the game that quickly. But if we do the commit to memory line that you said, then it could just be all game.
Yeah, I think that is another backdoor out that we might have. And this time around, our mana is kind of set up. I would really like to see some of these counter spells go back into the deck. Otawara is actually pretty good here, right?
Jesus, to give us another clickbait. I want to see these count spells go back into. It's right in itself. It's right in itself. That's what I'm saying. Anu doesn't like counter spell anymore, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. He likes.
I'm a changed person. Turn 6 Cavern Souls, naming Giant. Let's go. Casting Uro. I got you there. You can't change me too much.
It's a good giant. It's a good giant. When's Giant Tribal coming out? You know what I mean? We've got Bone Crusher Giant now. Anyway, different conversation for different time. Right now, we're seeing if Mistman can take down game number 2 and take us to a game number 3 here in round number 4 of the Creator Clash. Remember, we've got 16 of the arenas. Well, Magic's best battling it out in this tournament, trying to get themselves into the top 4, win themselves a cash prize. There are 2 other prizes on the line. One of them we're going to need your help for, so make sure you're following us on the socials because you are going to vote for who you think had the best deck. And then there's another one for whoever is the most inspirational deck builder, who used the least amount of wildcards, because maybe you're watching this and you've only got a limited number and you need to know what deck you need to build. What is a competitive deck with the amount of rare wildcards that you have? We got you. We got all that data. We'll be posting it. We'll be talking about it throughout the whole broadcast. So, we've got your intentions in mind, chat. Don't you worry. You can trust old Uncle Will and Anu.
I'm trying to think on a separate note here, what good this Luris is going to do for us here. Because with Luris, we don't have very many.
Well, Bowmaster's the only target, right? In the deck.
Is it really just Bowmasters? There's really nothing else.
Oh, there's baubles. We got baubles.
Okay, we do have baubles. Okay, all right. That makes it a little bit better. I haven't been tracking if there's one in the graveyard or not, but we maybe no, there isn't. Okay, all right. No. Well, okay. This is certainly somewhat trickier then.
Hey, it's a 3/2 that can get turned sideways. That's how it's a way to up our
clock. No, that's what it's come to right now. We just need anything. Oh gosh. Like Field of the Dead.
I'm about to say now Field of the Dead's triggered. You know that Lord of the Rings meme where it's like, and it starts, and it has begun. Now here comes the army of 2/2s entering the battlefield as this primetime uncounterable is also being cast. We've got an answer to get it off the battlefield, but it is going to do the damage of finding 2 more Field of the Deads, I imagine. There's a shout for potentially maybe getting a Paducah Bog here, but I think I'm just going full Field of the Dead and I'm flooding the board as best I can.
Yeah, I mean, Filigree Silex is definitely one card. Oh, okay, I got you. Now I see it. So talking about why Luris is insane, you could just keep casting the Filigree Silex over and over and over again. Thank you, Ali. Okay, that is a heads up 1 + 1 = 2 moment right there. And so now if we could just kill the Primeval Titan, in theory, if we find the Filigree Silex, we actually just have... We stabilize because even Boseiju can't. So it would have to be so okay. Now we're getting into like the 4D chess, right? Which is like on one hand you have the Filigree Silas Luris loop, but then also there's the Bajuka Bog plus the Boseiju combo, and so we're gonna have to see like who's gonna be Agent Smith and who's gonna be Neo, just like dodging bullets, firing like rat-a-tat-tat kind of deal. And that's a pretty good pickup there. Dig Through Time.
Yeah, Dig Through Time is going to help us find that, especially if we can play fetch land, kind of shuffle away these 2 cards we put on top. That means we get a fresh look at the top of our deck, and maybe this is the line. I think Ali might find it. That might be the way that we get back out from under this. We've got spells that can get rid of prime times. We don't have good ways to sweep the board of these tokens, and that is what we're digging. We're going to be using this Dig Through Time to try and find. How deep are we going to go though? This is what we spoke about. We're using our graveyard as a resource in this deck. Are we willing to get rid of all these cards that we potentially can get back? And the answer is yes. We're just spending 2 blue mana to look at the top 7 cards of our deck. And
gosh, I'm getting flashbacks to this card being legal in Legacy and seeing it completely destroy all my hopes and dreams as a Miracles player when like Grixis Tempo was playing this card, and then they would just go Young Pyromancer, dig through time, find a Brainstorm and a Thoughtseize, Cabal Therapy, you as well. Why not? Here, just give me the D tier house and the name of your firstborn child, and I'm just like, ugh, okay, all right, but it's not particularly over yet. So dig through time.
Not great. This isn't great.
It's not. You're right.
We've got an answer to a future prime time. Okay, so that's sorted in our hand. We need to find a way to potentially set up lethal. A second Bowmaster into the commit memory line that we spoke about. That is our way to win. We're going to take a big hit next turn, and we potentially only got one. The top of our deck's got to be nice to us. So maybe we take an Archmage's Charm to go 2 more cards deeper here to try and find that. That I think might be our out, unless we can find the sweeper effect that we've been talking about, and that's the 2 cards we've taken. We've taken Archmage Charms, Bowmasters. Okay, so we're going to ransom to try and find it again. Are we putting all our eggs in one bag here to find the is it Silax? Is that how you said the last part of it?
Yeah. The Silex. I think it's like
Yeah.
the key that was used. There's a lot of Silexes out there, and it was sort of like the filigree Silex is basically one of the key instruments to how I think the Phyrexians were.
No. There was a chat just pointed out a great line. We attack with the 1/1, no blocks, Bowmaster, make now draw cards. That means they take damage, and then the Orc tokens unblock, so it will grow, and that will be lethal.
Oh my god! Wait a minute.
Chat with the big brain line there. Chat just, oh my word. Oh my word.
That's so dirty.
That's
so dirty.
You take that's 4 damage. You draw 2, so that's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that only drops to 2. That only drops to 2. That's it.
No. But so you have to have the second Bowmasters in play though, right?
Yeah. So
but you don't have the mana source. Wait, can you play the Odawara this turn? If you still have a land drop, then Legion's End's also a pretty good pickup here too. Okay, it just depends on whether or not you can play the land here.
Man, this game's so cool.
Yeah, this has actually been insane. Okay, wait. So I have been under the impression that this is like literally like one of those like legendary like 95-5 matchups, right? And those rarely exist in Magic. You know what I mean? And now I'm getting proven by both Mistman and Twitch chat that I was a fool. Give me back my blue black cards right now. I'm back in the I'm back, baby. Was never gone. Not a fraud.
I think it is kind of really heavily favored for now. Don't get me wrong. I just think we're seeing like a mass.
Well, we call that copium. It's a lot.
It's good. It's going good. So still can't block. 6 power added to the battlefield. That's fine. Hold on. Does Spelunking change things here? Because that makes things untapped. Primeval Titan, haste 6, 12. No, that's not lethal on the crackback because we don't have any direct ways to do damage. Think if it lines up well and there's no blocks, we might be able to see lethal next turn from Mistman.
All right, so just so I'm on the same page with this wonderful idea that I have come up with by myself with no help from anybody, especially not 1,000 viewers who are watching. So next turn we could play the Orcish Bowmaster after we declare our attacks, because our Orc token is the Ring Bearer. It is functionally unblockable, except for that colony. Oh, the Colony Guardian is so weird, actually. What? Okay.
Yeah, so it can block, but we could drown. Have we got enough mana to drown that play? Hold on, we've got triple Bowmaster now.
Well, we don't need triple. I think it's 2 would be sufficient, right?
Oh, now that the Spelunking's just been played, that draws a card. So that's the second trigger for Bowmaster.
Oh, no. And now you can block.
Well, no, it doesn't matter, right? We go Bowmaster to face. That's 4. Then target them with the Archmage.
Oh, we don't even have to attack anymore.
That's it.
I will sign the check on this one. Yeah, this is just amazing. This is why Control is so cool, and I have no words. I have no words. Mistman, I definitely sees it. We're gonna see a game 3 here. I'm stoked.
That is. Man, that's such a masterclass of Magic from both sides here. Putting up fight. That there. Now we're seeing the cool interaction of Spelunking, getting lands unplayed, untapped, giving it haste, getting another 2 triggers. There must be what 40 power on the battlefield by end of this turn, and that's not enough. Crazy, crazy.
I'm gonna hit him with the foolish samurai. You never had a chance. I am so excited for this. Okay. Oh, and then I guess the zombies aren't even attacking. Yeah, this is my bad. I'm sorry for ever doubting in any capacity. But no, I mean, on the other hand, like you're right. Look at this. 40 points of power. The Niles like a sweet. Just turns out
Oh,
that blue black kill you with Archmage's Charm is even sweeter.
and that's such a cool line, though. It's such a cool line to win, and we're seeing why Bowmaster is the most registered card this tournament. Oh, that would have been a nice draw last time. Potentially, we could have had lethal then, but we're going to see this as long as we've got enough mana to go Bowmaster face drop to 5, Bowmaster face drop to 4, Archmage's Charm. You can draw 2 cards. You take 6 points of damage. We're going to gain number 3. Mistman sees the line. We're laying it all out on the battlefield. Here we go. Bowmaster number 1, Bowmaster number 2, Bowmaster 3 on the stack. Go to face. There's no instant speed way to gain life. Charm, draw 2. Beautiful.
Yeah, and there is a copy of Radiant Fountain in the deck for Nile, but unfortunately, that would only gain you 2 life. You'd still be taking 6 points of damage from all these bowmasters, and so yeah, we're going into game 3, and I could not be hyped. Now I will say this: looking back, if we want to do a little bit of analysis on what's going on, I mean, here, I'm going to click this button real quick. All right. So the opening hand that Niall had was honestly very reasonable. It was Cavern of Souls, and then we just wait, right? I think that's totally fine for this matchup because the deck just relies on countering spells so much. Unfortunately, now that this avenue of using Bowmasters as like a win condition in this twisted way exists, I think Niall may feel a little bit more emergency or urgency rather in getting something on the board and then going to attack. And now the question is what happens to our game 3 plan in the face of this new avenue of attack that Mistman has available?
No, it does get the advantage that she hasn't had at all this game so far, and it's being on the play, right? Like, so being on the play on this deck, it means we're going to be a land ahead, potentially 2 lands ahead of our opponent in our turns as we move forward. This is the game that we kind of want. We see maybe a Stone Brain coming in here. I suppose Stone Brain. If your opponent's only got 1 win con, which is Orcup's Bowmaster, it's pretty easy to know what cards to name there. That could be pretty good, especially as we can do it as early as turn 3, right? Because we will be ramping out. Interesting. I didn't think we'd be going to a game 3. I'm not going to lie to you, chat. I honestly thought this is going to be so hard for Mistman, but completely proven me
Wait,
wrong.
Will, did you not get my email? I sent you the script like 2 days ago.
Oh, that was a script?
Okay, well, anyways, sorry about that. Internal comms only. My bad. Yeah, no. It's gonna be pretty exciting. It'll be a little bit hilarious, honestly, if Niall just goes, all right, Stonebrain name Orcish Bowmasters. All right, Stonebrain name Filigree Silax. Okay, you're dead. That would be actually kind of cool.
I'm down for it. I am so down for this. It's unreal. I also want to see big toxic T-Rexes getting turned sideways because, talk about a headache. How about an 8/8 Haster with Ward 4 that does toxic damage that can't be countered? Like, this wants to be dodging that card all day long. But we are now going to go down to game number 3, round number 4. There can only be one winner. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Mistman or is it going to be Niall? We're going to find out momentarily. Look at these opening hands. This looks like a really nice hand for now, just missing the Cavern of Souls. But sometimes you just got to deal with that. You got to play with it. We're down on Mistman's side. We've got that Legion's End. We've got that Commit to Memory. But Drown Locks, the only thing I suppose we're missing is a Bowmaster.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like these style of decks, these mono green decks. This is also a 6. That's also very important to ascertain. So I wouldn't go down to 5. I would definitely keep the 6. And I think it looked like Niall did actually mulligan the 7, saying that I can do better. And then I agree with you. If you open up with a Cavern, if you open up with like a Tyrannix Rex or something like that, you're pretty good to go. We're gonna see opening here with the Once Upon a Time. Oh yeah,
I'm snapping that Cavern off.
Yeah, there you go.
Snapping this Cavern off.
That is it. That's basically it. Very, very, very awesome. And now With the Cavern of Souls being face up for Mistman, the clock has started ticking, right? We don't have very much time. And unlike Niall's deck that can ramp to 6, ours, sorry, Miss Min's, that
I
was
was
a
like,
slip.
what?
Miss Min's only plays one land at a time. So to get to that point where we're playing memory, it's gonna be a hot second.
Oh, okay. Chat picked up on this. I was wondering how long it would take. So now, actually, she registered a 61 card main deck. Like, which I know is going to tilt so many people, me saying that out loud. They're like, what? 61 cards? Blasphemy. How dare we do that? But no, that's not the way they want to go. Now we're digging for lands. We need lands and we need them now. We need to continue this advantage that we're gaining of our mana.
I
I
have
do.
text from Niall, by the way, regarding 61 cards. She said, yes, it is a 61 card special. Don't at me. So, she knows. She knows before we even say anything.
Hey, look, I'm here for it. If it works, it works. You know what I mean? Right now, we need land. That 61th card could be the land that we see. I do want to point out for people that are looking to pick up this Titan deck, you'll notice that there's snow-covered basic forests and basic forests. When you use your fetch lands and stuff, the first card you always get is the snow-covered forests 9 out of 10 times, because you've got the bamboo groves, which we talked about earlier on. That channel and finds basic forests. So if you need to use that to potentially get your 7th land to trigger your Field of the Dead, that's why you would fetch up your snow-covered lands first. Just so you know, I'm here all week, chat. If you need me, I've got you. I've got you. Other than
Yeah,
that,
you
nothing else.
are the expert, King. I love to see it. Niall's hand here, not very good at the moment. I mean, we do have the Cavern of Souls in play, but we actually desperately need to find. Oh, yeah, there you go. Land drops kind of just like that. And in a couple turns, that's when it's just going to be bang, bang, bang. But until then, things are a little bit dicey. Niall really just cannot afford to stumble right now. Ahead of the curve, thanks to the Kami. But we saw what happened last time when you give Mistman's deck a bit too much time, then things can go south.
Well, we're just what, a 2 lands away, I guess, maybe. Yeah, because we're going to want to use that cavern, so I think we'll take it slow. We might be forced because they know our hand already. Just lands off the top is exactly how I wrote this up. Is we play the first prime time into counter magic, second prime time. As long as we hit the land, we know that we'll be drawing.
Okay, and as a heads up, we do have a couple other match results coming in. So this is the last match. Looks like Elliot Dragon has bested Reed Duke in round number 4. Elliot winning 2-0 with Rakdos Breach. Nathan also winning against Jund with Rakdos Breach 2-1. So Rakdos Breach actually looking very strong going into our last round of Swiss, potentially putting 2 copies into this top 4.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Or just name those players. You didn't need to say the deck though, and I'll be like, yeah, cool, that makes sense.
Yeah, but that's not fair because on the other side it was like Reed Duke and then also Jaffer. These are all very, very good players. So, anyways, back to the match here. Looks like we have hit land number 5. Spelunking is going to give us another draw, and potentially this might be our 6th land.
Blanking, I think this is something I would fire a counter magic off, not only to go deeper, but it means that all the lands are going to be coming into play untapped now.
Yeah, and the cost here for playing the counterspell is that you don't get to play your Archmage's Charm or your Sauron's Ransom. So that is kind of a big deal. But there's like almost nothing else that your card is going to be able to really connect with. So I think it makes sense in this instance to do exactly that.
And we've got our land drops now. How are we going to be moving forward here? Okay, we've got the commit. So, I believe this works through Cavern of Souls. Am I wrong? Let me just double check myself.
No, you are absolutely correct. Commit is great because it doesn't actually, it like puts the card onto the top of the, not the top, but like back into the deck rather.
It's the second from top. Fun fact that nobody cares about. That is I say that I opened this at the Pro Tour in my sealed pool. It was my only rare in my draft. I was like, oh, taking that. It's a full rare. It was like, I don't know, 8th pick in pack 3 or something. So I was like, oh, I'm going to take that just for the memories of when I was there. Do you like what I did there? No,
I care about that.
back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry.
That was cute, right? Chat, that was kind of cute. All right.
Okay, Mithran's telling us what he wants to draw. I need these Aephagus tonight. Need them now.
All right. Well, here's Sanctuary. Oh, and you can buy back commit. So it's gonna be a while before every fetch land. Oh, every fetch land is going to be a time walk, basically, right?
Um, yes, I suppose, but you still get to play lands on both sides. It's going to stop the if the next card is a land, we go we're going to see it pan out. It's basically what you say. It's basically a time warp. But these two big, okay, another land that's going to give us our 7th. So now Field of the Dead was going to be super turned on. Here comes the 1 point damage. Get shit damage when we can. I like this.
Yep, and that is probably how you actually get around this. Oh, notably, the blast zone is on 2, right?
Oh yeah. That's a good pickup actually. Yeah. So uncounterable. You know you got the Queen's Memory. You're going to put it onto my second. Yep, sure. I'm drawing another one next turn. You got to fetch. Okay, we're just going to see this go this kind of loop for a little bit. But at the end of the day, this is just Mistman treading water, though. It's not an actual way to win the game.
Yeah. Now the more I think about it, is that we're basically, the problem is that while we are stopping these cards, we're not actually developing our board state, right? We need to be doing commit plus draw 2 cards at the end of turn with Archmage's Charm, commit plus Sauron's Ransom. And so you're going to see here 4 looks potentially into finding that land drop so that you can have both options available. I think you have to take the gamble here.
I love it. I love gambles, and I love it when they pay off and when they don't. It's great for us watching at home. But if I was sat here in the moment, it's so hard. Like, you know what I mean? No, I was going to pick the piles. Are they going to think that I'm really short on lands, or are they? I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see it just to see how it plays out.
I love it. I mean, this is one of those things where you just have to identify how you get out of certain situations, right?
Oh, there's only one land as well. Okay,
Wow.
so it's Tutor, Bowmaster's Charm, Flooded Strand. What are going to be 2 cards? Okay, I think
I think I like this. I like the way the Nihilist set this up. Demonic Tutor going to the graveyard. Maybe I would give the Archmage's Charm and the and the land. Oh, I would have given I would give the land and the Archmage's Charm there, and then let. Okay, I don't think you can take you instantly have to bin this. And the context, the key clue here is that Mistman didn't play a land last turn, so I fully expect Mistman to take this exact card. And now I think Mistman is going to actually be able to get the ball rolling on his side and do the unthinkable.
that is such a great turn by both players. Like heads up there, taking the gamble over on Mistman's side. Like we just had 2 Hall of Famers battling it out. This is up there with that match and how good it was, how back and forth, how intricate that this match is planning out. It's so sick to see. We do need to find a threat though. You know, at some point we're going to run out. We've only got 1 Mystic Sanctuary left in the deck. I believe there's only 3. Let me just check. Yeah, 3 in the deck. So this will be because we've got a fetch as well. So this is going to be the last commit to memory unless we've got if we find a way to get it back in our deck. So we cast the memory side of it, but that is not ideal when our opponent's trying to cast Primeval Titans on the other side.
Let's think about this, right? Because we have the threat. Technically, we have the threat. Remember, Luris of the Dream Den can bring back Orcish Bowmasters. The problem is whether or not we have the time and the mana to pour into it. Obviously, finding the Bowmasters would be simpler, but and not even that. I guess you're right. We would need multiple copies, and there's also Demonic Tutor as well. But I don't know if Demonic Tutor can actually afford to go and get something like Orcish Bowmasters. It may just have to get like another commit or another. Sorry, not another commit. Another like Aether Gust or something like that.
So yeah, okay. I like getting Sunken Hollow here, leaving the Mystic Sanctuary in the deck, so potentially a top deck fetch land would pan out for us. So let's go here. So we're going to commit this back on top. We're going to drop down to 10 from the attack. We untap Lewis in hand. It's hard, man. Magic's hard.
It is so hard, right? Like, you're right. You untap, you play Demonic Tutor, you get Aether Gust. That gives you another turn. Then you play Luris into no.
Well, we got to put Lewis in hand first as well. That's mean we've got to take a turn off to do that.
Yeah.
Do we have the ability to do it? Like, here's the Aether Gust. That's easy to find. It's also pretty easy to read, I would say, over on so like, what's the best card in the deck against me? Okay, it's probably going to be the Aether Gust. So we've got 3 mana to play with this turn. is what I'm seeing. As well as we can cycle the Lurian's Revealed, right? And that can go get us a Mystic Sanctuary because it is an island. I think I like Lurus to hand.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, okay. Yeah, I was like, whoa, we're not casting that card today.
No, we get the Mystic Sanctuary here. We go put the Commit to Memory back on top. We then play Lurus. This is some bit. Oh, okay. We're going to go the Tutor. Makes sense. It is one of the more powerful cards in the meta in general. And Lurus to hand. Last turn. Such a cool game.
This is actually so insane because Nile has had these 3 cards, these 2 Primeval Titans and this Terranax Rex for like 5 to 6 turns, just like nonstop, hopelessly being like, hey, does this resolve? Does this resolve? Does this resolve? And Mistman's just been like about as shrouded as Jace the Mind Skill, Jace Ballard himself. Like, should be like, no, put that back on top. Put this 2 cards from here. Now just flick it out into the graveyard. Like you are not getting to resolve any of these spells. Cavern of Souls be damned.
So at what point do we start talking about the clock? Because Mistman's only got less than 5 minutes to win this match.
Oh, I am actually this is a learning experience for me. How do you know that?
Bottom left-hand corner, you can see above the 2 times.
450. Okay, I see it. Yeah, that is oh boy, is this not starting to get more and more interesting, right? Just another thorn, because Niall's about to summon what? It's like Marvel vs. Capcom, where you like tag in somebody into your team, and the clock has just appeared and it's gonna like dunk Mistman. No, I have full faith that a blue-black mage of Mistman's caliber will be able to navigate through the time effectively and efficiently.
Okay, attack, drop to 9, Suitor drawn for the turn. Are we gonna we go find the other Aether Gust, I guess. We find the other Aether Gust, we can cast the Aether Gust. Have we got any 1-drops or baubles in our graveyard that we can use? So here comes the Aether Gust. Lurus is what we're gonna play. Are we setting up a turn where we can go next turn Orcish Bowmaster into memory? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do Orcish Bowmaster into memory next turn, and that would deal well. It's like you're spinning the wheel, right? Do I give my opponent Primeval Titans or not? And is that even good enough? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think oh, I don't know. You know what's actually kind of strange now that I think about it? How ludicrous would it have been for Niall to not have cast Primeval Titan these many turns in a row, right?
I don't know. Probably bad is what I'd say. You know, instead of getting this card that just time walks you could be getting back things like this Tutor and kind of running away with the game. Brainstorm's now found. Okay. I say I'm thinking, but I don't know what I'm thinking about. I'm not big brain enough. I think so. August Bowmaster is going to be the play. We have to stop this Primeval Titan. We know it's in hand. A Rex on top.
But this is remember the Blast Zone. The Blast Zone is still on 2.
Yeah, but we can't activate it yet. What are they gonna? You blow the Blast Zone. Cool. I'll just get my August Bowmaster back next turn.
No, but you just wait. You just keep the Blast Zone open until memory gets. I guess right now you don't have enough mana, right? You're right. There's not enough. So this would be the turn to do the thing.
And it gets our Aether Gust back in our deck. It gets the which is what we need to be drawing. The problem is the shields are down for a turn. Anything like a Field of the Dead back into the hand, a Primeval Titan, a Rex, any of these sort of cards get put into the 7 cards that now draws. Oh, 8 cards for 1 third turn. It's going to be lights out. But do we have a better play?
With the clock ticking down, going down to 3 minutes now, I fear that the answer is no. We just have to take the risk.
Remember, both these players 2 and 1. They need this win. A second loss basically locks you out of our top 4. So everything on the line for both these players right now. I think we need to spin the wheel.
I'm down. I'm down. I just close my eyes and pray to the RNG gods and Mark Rosewater to sort of get you out of this situation, right? Deal 7 damage. You get the 8/8. And then you're also set up potentially to draw more Archmage's Charms to do what we did in the last game. It is.
Oh, double prime time is the draw plus natural order, and I think we could do both in the turn.
Oh my! Wait a minute. I take it back. I was just
Oh,
kidding.
oh no! Wait! Look, we've also got the Felix on the battlefield. Are we going to do enough damage? Oh no, we can't blow the. We even got Legion End. Have we?
Holy!
What's going on? We've got a Bowmaster on the battlefield, 2 in hand. Have we played double Bowmaster and do the raw again? Oh my! I don't know. I don't.
That's
The
not.
game is
Yeah,
wide
that's
open.
only 6 points of damage. But drawing the Legion's End and the Filigree. No. But the Filigree Silex kills your Orc army, so you have to have exactly Legion's End, which is so insane. Let's go.
Well, we've got to deal with the Titan as well, right? That's the the Titan going chump blocking duty at that point. Like,
Yeah, I mean, in the face of an 8/8, absolutely.
oh, this is crazy. No. Commit to memory exiles itself when you cast the commit side, the memory side, I believe. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into the deck, then draw.
Yeah, Aftermath requires you to exile the
Yeah.
card. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with 2 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock for Mistman here in round number 4, can he pull it out of the bag, or are we just going to be able to overwhelm here over on our side? This has been such a game and a half, chat. Can we get some hype in chat? Show your appreciation for not only these two players battling out. This is a slugfest putting on a show, but also timeless as a format and how cool this is. Every card is so powerful, and it kind of like brings the power level down because everything is so powerful. It's so cool. Such a cool. In fact, we haven't had a dull game yet. They've all been
I agree
bangers.
with you. Everything has been so insane. Nothing has felt ridiculously well, okay. I do want to watch Rakdos Breach at some point one more time. Especially, I want to see if there is a problem child in the bunch, and I'm really just hoping that there isn't. But so far, you're right. Everything has been so great, and I am so hopeful for this format because it's so all these games have been so sick, just absolutely sick.
Is Carrot. So we're gonna go get our token. We're gonna get some field dead. So we're building a board. We're building a board. Okay. We're getting multiple things on the board as well. So it's not, we don't just die to Legion's End because now this is a plant token. That's as Bowman said there was a plant token. Okay. Oh my this is just so much going on. Okay, I love this little split screen that we got for you here, so we can see from both players' angles here. Look at a good look at their hands and how they decide to go about them. Okay, we'll just pass the turn back. Counterspell, Legion's End. Well, we
Makes
meant to
sense.
cast more last turn. We get a good look at the hands. Can't take the tokens. Bowmaster's the play. That's going to deal with the plant token. That's going to mean that this Primal Evil has to block, I believe. Yes, we can attack.
Yes.
Wait, we've got we attack with both. We can attack with the Lurus because the Blast Zone can deal with the Orcish Bowmaster. So yeah, we have to block. Potentially, I think we blow the Blast Zone here anyway. But then Bowmaster comes back. 3 damage goes to face. This might be lethal, right?
Yo, you're asking some dangerous questions here because
I think this is lethal because there's a Bowmaster in hand plus the Archmage's chart. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm stupid. What's going on? We're going to go look for a way to just get this Primeval Titan off the battlefield now. If we can find one of the Aether Gusts.
Okay, that would be good.
Four land. Ring Bearer trigger. We can make something unblockable. I guess it can be Lurus here, and it can't be blocked. We decide to go with the Orcish Bowmaster. So, what? I honestly think we just go to blocks there, because if we go to blocks and they let this damage happen, we can go Bowmaster, charm in response to the blow. You take 6 damage, then the Lurus is the lethal damage for 9. I think we might have missed.
Does that factor in the blast zone?
Yeah, that factors in the blast zone. So basically, say this attack now happens that we see. This happens no matter what. Nara is forced basically to blow the blast zone now. If they do, in response, you play your Orcish Bowmaster and then make them draw. If you don't, it's going to go to. She's going to go to 5.
I have 2 words for you, Will.
Doesn't matter right now. I don't know
TikTok. No, TikTok. 1 minute and 8 seconds on the clock.
Oh yeah, jeez. Okay. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. So, this is madness, absolute madness. 1 minute and 6 on the clock. Now it's down to 550. So both players, this has been an absolute slugfest. Both players playing for the survival here in round 4. A loss is going to knock them out of top 4 contention. The winner is going to be one game away from getting themselves into the top 4. Absolute manic on the line, back and forth match of what's going to be playing and what sequence we're going to be playing in. There's caverns on one side, there's counter spells on the other, there's Orchestra Masters. Here comes the Primeval Titan. It resolves. That's fine.
I'm silently watching. I know I should be doing my job and I should be saying things, but I just want to see what happens here.
Exactly. I don't know what happens, and this is the scary thing about it. Okay, yeah, there's loads of tokens hit the battlefield. That's fine. That's the easy bit. It's okay. I've got a question with Lewis. Can you play Orcus Bowmaster at flash speed?
Yeah. You definitely can.
So that's lethal, right? You go Archmage Charm you, blow Blast Zone, cool. Return Orcus Bowmaster, play Orcus Bowmaster. That's 6 damage to the face. Jukabog now comes into play. That doesn't matter. That's fine. We didn't care about that graveyard anyway. 48 seconds on the clock.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
There's a watery grave.
I think this is it. I think this is enough. You're going to draw 2 cards. You're going to blow the Blast Zone. I'm going to play my Bowmaster in response. I'm going to play my Bowmaster from hand, and that is going to be GG. My goodness. My goodness. What a game.
Yo, okay, all right. You remember like about an hour ago, the first like 2 minutes of this match, you and I were just gushing about how good Cavern of Souls was, and I will be the first. I will be the first to sincerely apologize, Miss Min, because I doubted, I wavered, my heart flickered for just a moment, and I was wrong. Your deck is so sweet. Chat, you cannot see it right now, but literally his hands are like in his hair. He's grabbing his forehead. He's just like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. I mean, all I can basically see is his mustache at this point. It's just like, it's so insane. And this was such an ordeal, right? Yes. So here comes the boom. Yeah, all the triggers on the stack. That's lethal right there.
Well, I think what happened, I think she forgot to blow the Blast Zone in response. It wouldn't have mattered. We know it wouldn't have mattered. And Mistman played into that. How much was longer left on the clock? Less than a minute?
That's insane. That's so crazy. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I mean,
what a game. Both players.
GG's. Very well played. I'm stoked. And on that note, let's take a quick break because
I need it.
We both need it. I'm sure chat needs it after how intense that was. We got some Wordle for you. We'll take a quick break. We'll get the next round set up, and then we'll be back for round number 5 because we got more Magic to play, more Timeless.
Let's go.